This is the up and down game. I remember very little about it. And of course you try to get up this hill and be the first to get there. But you can't have that. You can't be better than someone else nowadays. You can only go up against yourself. Because if you're going up against someone else and you win the game, it's incorrect. Because there's no winners anymore. So this game would not sell. This is Hide and Thief. Amazing little game. Have these houses on here, and you hide your money bags under a house without the other players looking. And then you also hide your thief under a house. And then players move around the board looking for money to take from these houses, and then they can take it over here to the bank. But if they open up your house and they find your thief in there, then they've been robbed, and then they have to surrender their money bag back to you. And the first person to get 2 money bags to the bank wins the game. It's a wonderful little game. Of course the pieces are very, very tiny and just wouldn't fly today. And although I would think this game would be popular with Democrats because they like to steal stuff. Some old puzzles. Here's Fess Parker as Davy Crockett. And the Ding Dong School. Wouldn't fly today because back then boys are boys and girls are girls. Here is the Flintstones. And a great puzzle to help kids learn their words when they're little. This is Don't Spill Beans. Each player has a set of beans, and you put them in this pot here, and you keep loading it up, and the first player that spills the beans is out of the game, and the player with the least amount of beans wins. There it goes. This is Tiger Island. Tiger Island involved 4 players being stuck on an island. It's represented by each castaway here, and the idea was to fill up your raft with logs to escape the island and get a flag as well, which is now missing. And each player would take a turn to spin the tiger around, and when he stopped he would clobber somebody, and if you got clobbered you'd have to lose a log. And if you were able to feed the tiger a marble, like so, as he stopped, you could try and get that marble in there, and if you managed to do that, then the arm wouldn't come down and clobber you. Great game, a lot of fun. It doesn't work well anymore. The arm either stays down or stays up, and I've got a marble in his mouth to keep the arm from coming down for the purpose of this video. It was too violent for today. It's just a super aggressive game, and you've got to be quick on your feet. And so the very concept wouldn't fly in today's woke world. This is the Flea Circus. The main ring is a giant button. You got to think on flea scale. And then we have various things that feature in the circus. Giant key, giant matchsticks, thumb nail protector, razor blade. And over here we have 4 fleas. There's supposed to be 5. I may find the 5th flea, but for now we only have 4 fleas. So one of the tricks I remember is the flying trapeze. get this flea here onto this trapeze and then over to this trapeze and deliver him to this flea waiting for him on the razor blade. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, he's on the trapeze and he's swinging over. Oh, he fell. He went boom boom. Call PETA. I'm mistreating this flea here. Of course the fleas are magnets. But, you know, that's the idea behind it. We're enslaving these fleas. So that's why this toy wouldn't fly today. So here I'm going to attempt to use this training chair, it has a magnet on the bottom, and make the flea jump down to the penny in the center of the button. Well, he's a ferocious flea, he's fighting back. Well, he landed on the penny. I'd get a point for that. Let's try another one here. Well, he died. He died too. He died 3. This is the high jump. The idea is to keep the flea in the ring after he's been launched by the penny. That would have been a good jump, even though he bounced off my arm. That would be a good jump. One of the hardest tricks to do is the tight wire unicycle ride, where the fleas, there's one flea on each side of the unicycle and one in the middle here. He rides across this crooked wire over to the flea on the razor blade, and this is one I was never able to quite finish. I don't think the fleas are close enough to attract each other. Oh, he attached himself underneath. Then you have the wild flea tamer. When you come in with this chair and you get these fleas to go where you want them to go. If they attack you, I guess you don't get a point. Pretty ferocious. Yeah, an extraordinary toy. They just don't make toys like this anymore. Often they're politically incorrect, or they have small pieces, and for safety reasons they don't let kids think for themselves. They can't make toys that have so much liability involved. But we had hours and hours of fun with this toy. This is stadium checkers. You have this stadium here, and the idea was to get all your marbles down the the stadium and into these holes before the rest of your opponents did the same thing. And the problem is when it's your turn and you're making your marble go down, you can also run the risk of making one of your other opponent's marbles go down. And so you've got to think carefully about how you would move these rings to bring down your marbles without bringing down the marbles of other players. Can't do that move. Try this one up here again. There we go. So yeah, fun game. They wouldn't make it nowadays because the marbles are too small and they're a liability, and kids can't think for themselves nowadays and figure out that these aren't candy, that they're marbles. So yeah, games like this, they just wouldn't make it in today's paranoid world.